strip on the feed. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. We're doing a quick costume change. We gotta get those.
Wait until you see it.
We gotta get those tan lines. We love a good costume change. Here, you want to see a quick little? Oh, wait. What do you want to see first? The challenger. Whoa!
Look!
Look at those shoulders.
I don't have straps anymore.
Ooh! Ooh! We
Full
showing
buff as a shirt moment right now.
We showing skin.
I'm so excited for you guys to see this challenge. This is so good. Just like, absolutely, if you're like, man, I want to play Survivor and you can't get casted by the actual show, come hang out with us because we have legitimate exact replicas of some of the stuff they do on the real show.
You ready?
We have Simmotion. A classic. I say that every challenge, I know. Final 4 or Final 2 immunity challenge from the show proper. It is truly an exact replica of the real thing, down to like the seconds that it takes on either side. It's so cool. It's so hard. If you want to even try it, you should come because it's so hard to do. It's something I've dreamt about, like when you watch them play this. But let's get a close up of it. Let's go. Let's go on. Let's get up here. Get up in there. I want to get all up in this business.
Yeah. So like just getting it when it drops might be hard if someone's
Here we go. We've got the balls.
I don't know. What do you think?
Can I do a quick little? I'm so sorry, friends. Let's see. What does it say? Don't let your balls drop. So you can see like right here in the middle, there's like a little mechanism that maneuvers it back and forth. So every ball goes, if you aren't familiar with the challenge, every ball goes to an opposite side. So this one will go this way, but the mechanism will then push the next ball this way and back and forth. So they're gonna have to catch the balls as they fall out. But the trick of this challenge is you can only use one hand, and the other one has to be tied. We probably won't tie it behind their back, but they have to put it behind their back. So it takes a ton of concentration. The other trick to this challenge that only some people know is one side is longer than the other by about 2 or 3 seconds. So putting them exactly apart, every ball exactly apart when you drop it back in the top, is actually not the best strategy because one side will take longer to drop than the other. Quiet on the details. We love inside details. All right, Sam. Who do you think has a good shot to win?
Oh gosh, I think it's gonna be anybody's challenge for sure. I don't know. I don't know who has the best chance. I think we're gonna give them a little time to practice because this challenge is actually quite hard. If you've never like seen it or used it before, but I can't imagine if there are 3 Survivor superfans over there, they're gonna love it.
There's a clear height disadvantage for KP. Here they come in, our final 3, about to become a final 2. Declan, KP, and
We call this don't let your balls drop. You've heard it called Simmotion a lot. Same thing. You're going to get a little practice rounds to get yourself familiar with how this runs. So go ahead and pick up a ball, drop it in the top. You're going to use one hand to catch the ball coming out the back. The other hand should be behind your back, just so there's no temptation to reach for it.
We also have a stage. You need a little extra.
You can keep going.
We can add more balls to catch.
Sure.
Great.
Just going to give you a minute or so to get a feel for the speed.
Jesus, not boding well.
Alright, KP, switch it up. Declan over here. They are pulling multiple balls for the field to get the either side. And let's go to Leah. Leah over here on the end. Also, there you go. 4.
When those come out, stop here. So on my go, you're going to put the first ball in. It's going to work its way through. You're going to grab it and immediately put it back in the top. At a certain point in time, I will tell you to add a second ball, a third ball, fourth ball, fifth ball, etc. As soon as the ball drops, you're out.
And I think
We're going to play until
them timing it too to like see how long each thing it took. So good for them to practice that reflexes.
Any questions?
Go ahead and grab the reason we often practice is because if we didn't,
Survivors ready?
Literally 10
Go.
seconds. So it's hard to do. No, the actual Survivor challenge does not call it "Do Not Let Your Balls Drop." It is called Simmotion.
Successfully made the first transition.
Good for them. KP's hat is such.
It's iconic.
She will be known forever for that. If she comes back next season and isn't wearing it, we might kick her out. I'm gonna say that.
That's your second ball.
We're trying to have a good time, not necessarily. It's so stressful. Using text, there are a lot. It takes you 1 minute of concentration to do this. You are shooting for 1 second. It's
Alright, I'm going to give you 15 seconds, and within that 15 seconds, you have to add your third ball. Begin. Declan drops. No. KP drops. Leah wins. Final immunity.
That was. I love that. Getting her final immunity.
I told you again, as soon as we start adding that second or third ball, it gets really clear.
What a fucking one.
We're gonna go over here.
So happy for you. I don't know what we're doing. So happy.
All right. So, as you saw, that was so quick. All it took was, as Sam said, 1 second.
I told you.
Declan.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's
It's
crazy.
just it's so fast. Like literally, it's so fast.
I mean, it's true. Incredible performance by Leah, especially, you know, having to make quite a wave, you know. So
Yeah.
they are now sitting at the end.
Absolutely. Good for Leah. I want to pin this comment right here.
Yeah.
I think especially like you said, like they forgot she was playing and now she will be sitting at Final Tribal Council getting to plead her case, telling you, yeah, you may have forgot I was playing, but are you sitting at FTC? Like, are you the one sitting there? You better, you
Correct.
should have remembered me. Maybe that was your problem. Good for her.
Yeah.
Really, really happy for her. Congrats. Like that's,
Yeah.
it's the best feeling in the world to know that you made it to the end of the game. Obviously I wouldn't know, but I can't imagine it's probably the best feeling in the world.
If you're Leah, who are you taking?
I don't know. I think that Leah, Leah probably would have been the one chosen by the other two just because, like, you know, KP and Declan played the whole game together. They both had a similar story to each other, whereas Leah has a different story. We want to take a step back since people are chatting too, and I think a lot of our volunteers are going to want to try Simmotion, and as you guys said, that metal is really loud. So, yeah, hey!
It's my last one, so.
Oh, yeah, bye guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Isaiah for giving you all this great commentary, and hopefully getting saved on the YouTube will be really good.
Yes.
So.
Ow, ow!
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I'm done.
But yeah, I think that. My worry is that I think that KP was a very straightforward gamer, right? It seemed like KP was like very logic focused, I think, the whole game. Really, really was direct. You knew what game you were getting from KP, whereas I think Declan's game was a lot more social. I think that a lot of people like Declan, had good feelings about Declan when they left the game. So I think it's going to depend on maybe what Leah feels her game style was. If she was more strategic, she's probably going to pick Declan to go with because you want to counterbalance your own strengths. But if she feels like her game was more social, maybe she'll pick KP, so that way you think if people recognize the social game, you'll get all of those votes. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
What do you think?
I think Leah, regardless of who she picks, is going to have a huge uphill battle to convince the jury why she deserves the win. Now, it won't be the first time because last season, Shauna was in that same seat.
Absolutely.
They did not know her gameplay. Not a lot of people played with her. They didn't think that she could, why she was sitting at the end, but Shauna was able to plead her case against Bash and get the win.
She won.
So I think it's going to be, like you said, how you discuss and talk and own the moves and own the mistakes. I think most people don't like to own their mistakes, and that's so important to a jury. So
I think additionally, right, something we see is that a lot of times jury members, they are talking about with each other the moves that they want to claim or that they would have claimed had they got there. So when they see someone sitting at the final two who tries to claim that move for themselves, they get angry. They're like, no, that was my move. I did that, right? And they can't vocalize it, but because the jury has been talking and kind of congregating, figuring out who did what, sometimes like we can see a little bit of dissonance between things claimed at FTC. So I'm interested to know if that will happen today too, if anyone who makes Final Tribal does that. But let's get over there. I think we're trying to get started. So too much to talk about.
Too much to talk about. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be spicy. I'm gonna see you all shortly for final. Wait, hold on, Shauna. Shauna. Let's have one last goodbye from our reigning queen.
Yeah.
For the live. We're about to crown a new winner. We're right there. Yeah. So, going into Final Tribal.
Yes.
What were your thoughts?
Before this Final Tribal Council?
Yeah.
I sobbed. I sobbed because I felt awful that Beth was leaving, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going, and I just, in full transparency, felt really bad about it because they were both such challenge beasts. So, I was like coming to terms with my game. I remember Sebastian told me, just don't charm them too much at the Final Tribal Council.
So, in this position, Leah is Bash. She is picking.
Yes.
So, what did you say, or what do you think the other should say to Leah to convince her to take them?
What should they say? I mean, they're gonna have to like undersell their game for sure. I think she's gonna look at who she can possibly beat. The interesting is Leah is Bash and she is also Shauna.
That is true. We have been saying Leah has been getting the Shauna edit.
Yes.
Under the radar and what's the word I'm looking for? Like underestimated.
Yes, underestimated.
Oh wow, that took a while.
But she's won 2 challenges.
Yeah.
So like she's not Shauna. Shauna won 0. No, so I think they both have to undersell their game. Unfortunately for them, they've both played really loud, powerful games. So who's going to be able to do it best?
We're gonna find out. All right, now we are going to make our way over to the last Final Tribal into Final Tribal Council. Thank you, Shauna. All right, bye. We'll see y'all soon.